it by live streaming. It's, that's so
Put it up on
good to be
Facebook.
here, Michelle. And we
Yeah,
both
it's
are in
great.
black and white. Look at that.
Great man think alike.
Yes, yes. I bet Leo will not come in a red or blue.
Mhm.
Line. Um,
Yeah,
so
we
how's your day?
um quite busy because
Yes.
I'm trying to catch up because last week my son was out sick for a week.
Uh-huh.
We found out after because we couldn't figure out what was wrong. I had the temperature, but they found out it was an ear infection.
Oh, and that can
Yes,
be painful.
it was. So he just went back. So now I have to catch up with work, catch
Mhm.
up with everything. So it's just stressful.
So he's much better now and we're happy and you're relieved.
I am. I am. It was stressful. Like I watch a child, the temperature keep going up, down, up, down. You're like, Jesus.
And you can't find no good reason as to why
No good
one.
reason. Yeah. Sorry, because the first thing we did was do the COVID test.
Uh-huh.
Like you have to rule out everything, not COVID, not strep throat. Then we're like, what could it be? Then
Mm-hmm.
like after they found out it was an ear infection,
Okay.
which he
He's been
was
going
pulling his
swimming?
ears.
Okay. He's been going swimming?
He was going to me, but I had to stop it
Mm-hmm.
because just like
Because
I
some
stop.
swimming and all of that, worsens the ear infections and
Yeah.
causes it as well. But I think is a part of the process of parenting. Early in the game, they usually get ear infection and we sweat ourselves and fret ourselves away on it, but then
Yeah.
we're happy when we say, oh, it's just an infection. So that is
Yeah.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah.
we
But
only have an hour tonight. And there's lots to talk about. There was boys champs and girls champs on the weekend. KC won the boys champ. So hooray to all my KC friends. Yes, yes, Dr. Anna. Yes, 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 Doc Patrick Dallas. Yes. KC won. And yes, Edwin Allen representing Clarendon. Clarendon.
yeah,
I
they
think
did
it's
good.
the ninth consecutive title reign for them. So they're on a trot. Whatever it is, they are on a trot. They're on a full gallop.
Yeah, and they had some shining stars. Like I guess people are saying like we try, like with Usain retiring that we don't, but there's a lot of young athletes coming up that are shining. And I like that.
Yeah,
I
and
really
that's
like
great talent. And did you see Immaculate Conception?
Yes,
That four
surprise everybody.
So congrats, Immaculate. Well done. Canon College had one or two things, but I can't remember Westwood. But
No, they said they were there because I asked somebody who was there. They said, Westwood would never be there. Then she saw the principal and she said, I think they were there for one event, but I don't think they placed. But it was good that they tried.
yeah, so Immaculate did well, Clarendon College did well too. Everybody did well, and I'm happy for them when they come out and just show off their talent, and we all can enjoy it and celebrate it. So that's awesome. So congrats again to all those participants, all those people who journey out to the stadium, them train day in and day out for this event, and we celebrate them.
Yeah, I guess what they happened this weekend, Carifta. Remember we had the guy on a few weeks ago to talk
Yes,
about Carifta Fest this weekend.
yes, yep, that's so true. So we have the talent sources here in Jamaica, the schools, and then everybody just join. Are you on Facebook, Mish?
Yeah, I'm on. So VM said good evening, ladies. Michael said night, ladies. Teresa said good evening, ladies. So people joining in, coming on. No. So you want to jump into it? Like, what are we gonna touch on? A lot is happening.
Yeah. And let me just share it here so that other people can run in at this.
Yeah.
And then I have some news. So should I get into my news reading ways? Lots of news. There was an article today by the Minister of Education where she was saying that they have accounted now for some students who were missing. So I'll read it. More than 87,000 unaccounted for students found, says the Education Minister. I was a little bit confused with the heading, so I had to read it. So I'll read it for you guys.
Yeah.
Of the approximately 120,000 primary and high school students who were said to be unaccounted for during the pandemic, more than 87,000 have been engaged in the education system. So that leaves for me about 40,000 were not accounted for then. Anyway, she continues. This was revealed on Tuesday, which is today, by the Minister of Education during her contribution to the sectoral debate. Using a weekly average of 32,554 unaccounted for students over the period October 14th to April 1st, shows that we have been able to re-engage approximately 87,000 of the 120,000 students who we had indicated were not accounted for during the pandemic. All right, so what's your take on this, Mish?
Well, the number out is still large, but it's good that they are getting majority of the children back into school and they can account for them. I hope they increase that number within a month or less to have all children back in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I agree with you that yes, it is something to be, it's worthy of mention, but I think that there is a continued concern for me as an educator when you have almost 40,000 students unaccounted for who still are not engaged in the system that has been open since January. This is April.
Yeah.
In April, and you have been re-engaging people from that period. So there is a great need to double the effort, because in another couple of months, school close. And if there was summer outreach, what is the next step for those, even those who have been re-engaged? They're not always on top of them game. The learning loss is significant, but like you said, we celebrate the fact that so many of them have been re-engaged, and we look forward to the rest of them joining the flock.
So. Yeah, you're right. More needs to be done to get these other children back in school. I don't know how they're doing it. Are they going into community? I know that I saw a program where they said they have people going into the community, like how home by home, to find these children. But in regards to the school, do they get a list of students that should be enrolled, and do they follow up on these children to find out what's happening?
I don't know what the process is, and it's something that we probably would have to speak with somebody in the ministry to get a real feel as to what is the effort, what the effort looks and feels like. So we too can understand it and perhaps participate in it as is possible. And while we're still in school, there's a little disturbing thing where a parent went and beat up a security guard at a school in front of these students. I think that might have been on the social media site.
It was on all the news outlets, which is kind of sad and unfortunate that a parent can't control themselves. And then we always blame the children, and we say, where are these children getting these behaviors from? And this kind of display like where they're getting it from. So we can't really blame the children, and we're not that parent is not setting an example for the children, because he was angry for whatever he was angry about, to beat this guy who was only carrying out the rules that they told him to implement for the safety of the other children. And I don't know why he thought he was above the rules, above the law, and beat the man like he is the man's father or something. Whoa. Disregard everybody around him. Like you see other children, like total disregard.
That's awful experience for the child whose father it is that was beating the other man, and a dreadful experience for all those other children who aren't, whether or not they're even exposed to that kind of behavior in their social setting. It is not what they come to school for. School for them is a place, a solace, is a getaway from the challenge of home, and to come and see a stranger come into the space, to invade the space in that kind of a way, and to be abusive and physically abusive to somebody in front of everybody else. It's really, it's violence passing just pitting them now. So you have the violence with teachers, children being abusive to one another, abusive to teachers, and parents now abusive to the support staff at the institution, the education system is under threat. It is under threat.
Under threat under it already. Right there, destroyed it. It's getting destroyed from all angles. Like every time you think you can figure out how to fix it.
This is hard for educators. It is frustrating. And then if it's not hard enough, there's anger growing. And I'll read this article because that's exactly what it says. It says anger growing. Public sector staff ready to protest if government removes motor vehicle duty concession. And it says, Government Senator Cavan Gale has pointed out that the motor vehicle duty concession benefit, which the present administration has signaled its intention to remove from the prerequisites offered to public sector workers, if not properly handled, could jeopardize the compensation review process for the sector. This concession, Michelle, when you want a vehicle in Jamaica and you import it, whether or not you buy it from a sales company, a car dealer or a used car dealer, or you bring it in yourself, you have to pay a percentage duty of the price of the motor vehicle. And sometimes it's not even what you pay for it, but it's what they have on their list as the price of the vehicle. So let us say I want to buy a Toyota Camry, and I paid $20,000 for it in Miami. I bring it here, I have to pay because the engine is under 2,000 cc's. I pay 60% of the value. So I pay another 60% of the $20,000 plus some other fee to import the vehicle. But the major cost is this import duty. What the former administration had long put in place were incentives for the public sector and particularly the educators that every so many years a senior teacher would get a concession and only pay 20% duty on a motor vehicle. So whether you went down to Toyota Jamaica to buy the Camry or you went to a used car dealer to buy the used Camry, you would only pay the 20% duty. You wouldn't pay the 60% or the 80% because depending on the engine size is how you're going to pay the money. So now they're saying that they're going to remove this, the Ministry of Finance is taking off this benefit from all the public sector people who usually benefit from it. That's a hard one.
It is because, as you know, the government don't really pay that much compared to other areas. So these incentives, it's something good for the teachers to them wanting to stay in the profession or other government employees wanting to work with the government. So if you're removing these benefits that they're having, which is a hardship for them, especially with the minimum money that they're making, is going to be, it's not good. And I don't know why the government would remove it. Because that's what when they say like no taxes, I look at it and say, you know what, no taxes, but they have to make the money some way, somehow. Mm-hmm. And how are they going to do it?
But there are other ways, but you can't take, because remember, you're already not paying these people well. And this is the little benefit that they look forward to have a motor vehicle, to not have to pay the $8 or $9 or $10 million for a motor vehicle, but instead to pay $6 million for it. It goes a far way. And when you take that away, what are you giving them? And you're going to say, oh, you get it in your salary, but you don't have no money to give it to them in their salary.
They don't, and then they're gonna be taxed anyway, so that money go take out, right?
Exactly, because then they're going to pass the threshold of the 1.5 million, because there's a threshold on anything that you earn over 1.5 million, and it's not hard to earn $1.5 million in Jamaica. It's really not hard, unless you're a police or a nurse or a doctor, then it might be a challenge, but it's not hard to earn that.
Let me read some comment. Faye said, good evening, ladies. Jennifer said, greetings, everyone. Blessings, beautiful ladies. Jennifer said, respect. Dee said, good evening from Toronto and Canada. Dee said that students should be suspended as a parent charged. Guinness said, so how public sector workers are going like said them not get no benefits from government. That is a thing.
I wanted to go back to the Mark comment. I don't know that I would suspend the student because it's not the student fault that the parent come in and be abusive. So I don't know that I would suspend the student. There is what for me a need for a restorative practices session to talk to the parent, to talk to the student, how the student feel, what happened, to understand with everybody at the table how to repair the harm that has been done and to restore the relationship that need to exit at school. But certainly I don't agree with the suspension of the
I agree. Not with the student, but maybe ban the parent. And I think the parent should be charged for assaulting that officer and not be allowed to come near the school. But we'll see how that works out. But public sectors get a lot of benefits.
I don't know that we can say that public sector get a lot of benefits. That's not fair. You have to be at a particular level to get the singular motor vehicle concession. A singular motor vehicle concession every 5 years or something like that. And you have to be at a particular level. It's not everybody just run up into it and get a benefit. It's not across the table to everybody. You have to do a number of years before you can possibly be entitled to it. You have to be at a particular level within the organizational structure to be entitled to it. And then you have to be able to find the money to put on to the rest of it to buy it anyway. So it's not a benefit that them get. So I don't agree with you that they're behaving as if they're not getting any benefits. What little benefit they're getting for, they're trying to stand up for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true. And the government have to give and take, because right now they're talking about wages and can only give them 4%. So they have to really give them more of benefits, give them like a perks. So they want to say, because they are leaving in droves. The nurses are leaving in droves. The teachers are leaving in droves. Every day I hear about it. The doctors are leaving in droves. If these people leave in droves, what is left in Jamaica? Who is going to teach the children? Who is going to work in the medical field? So they have to keep up these perks, and they can't be taking them away, like slowly taking these things away, these benefits, because they're gonna say, why is it worth it? So it's important that the government reconsider. We wouldn't want to have any protests about this. So it's good to engage them, because I don't think, based on what I've read, that they were engaged before these decisions were being made.
No, I seem to have come as a surprise, because the government senator is the one who is bawling out about it, and he's like, hey, we need to manage this better. So it seemed to have taken everybody by surprise. And with people already saying, look here, it is hard enough for us to manage students. We have a third of the population not even engaged, and teachers going off in droves because the salary is already low, to be taking what little benefit is left for the others who are here, who qualify for it, because you have to qualify for it. It is hard. They really have to be mindful about it, to be really mindful of it.
Yeah, Dee said, point taken. Okay. I guess he's agreeing with what you're saying. Yeah. So I hope they don't have any industrial action. Who did I see last week that had some industrial action?
It was down at Cornwall. It was some hospital. I think it might have been Spanish Town Hospital. Support staff who were protesting some conditions. I remember seeing that one. And then I don't remember if the air traffic controllers were threatening, because that's one group who always seem to be threatening.
Yeah, I see a lot of few people protesting, using their voice to send a stronger message to their representative. So that is good. They're using their voice. Like, I know we always say, oh, they don't this and 9-day wonder, they upset no and they let it go. But now we see people are voicing their opinion. So the government will take into consideration, I'm assuming, and make better decisions in regards to that. hopeful for you people. They don't take it away. Right?
Yeah, let's be very hopeful for that. We really need to be hopeful.
Yeah.
There are two things, and I can't find the article, but one of them is that the Ian Fleming airport over in St. Mary, they will begin to have flights. I think it's American airline that is going to be flying in. And a lot of people I know are like celebrating and saying, yes, looking forward to this, man, and the inaugural, want to be on the inaugural flight that comes in. And then guess what American airline announced, what the government and American announces is only first class ticket prices, only. So,
I don't know.
so much for we can't make that a flight there again, Mish. We can't afford it. You know, so and then they're flying into Ian Fleming, you have to pay top money. So Mobile and Kingston for the same way.
Exactly, so it kind of sad and unfortunate, but hopefully that change. Like I saw somebody say, like, you know, like how people always say certain places only cater for certain Jamaicans. I guess Portmore opened up a price mark,
like a Costco kind of thing.
Yeah, and this person posted that she's not gonna go there because it's different. I forgot what she actually said, but it's like, you know, up to not regular people coming there, so that's why she's not gonna go there. But she used that term.
It's like it's a Costco kind of thing. You have to have membership, so you can't go in there and go buy unless you have your membership up to date and so forth. So it is going to certainly, as the other one in Red Hills, the original one, prohibits people without a card, or if you're not buying in bulk significant amount, then it's not of any value to you. It's not of a value to me when I'm in the States to shop at Costco if I just shopping for small items.
Yeah, it's a waste of money. Yeah. Like if you don't run a school, or if you don't have a big home, it's a total waste of money.
Right. So
it
will be convenient for other people. You're buying for church, or you're buying for school, or you're buying for a large family. There are certain things that I buy there, like paper products you buy there and cleaning products you buy there because it's not going to spoil, you know. So they'll find a way, and then just have to join up with two friends and two of them have it.
People. So it means that, say for instance, like you have a card, I can just take your card and go, or
you can't just take my card, but you and I could join up and share the cost of the card for the year. And so you can shop for your family and I can shop for my family because you're my partner on my card. So rather than I put in my daughter, my husband as my partner, I would just have the card in my name alone, and I go to the store and you have it for your family. People just have to go get smart.
Okay, yeah, that's what people have to do. And argue your friend your list.
Yes, give your friend a list on the money and go with your friend. Your friend just need to be there and on the cash 2 times.
Exactly. Or the term of the person uses, unrefined people.
That the unrefined people not going to go there?
No, the unrefined people, when she went there, the unrefined people are going there, so she's no longer going to Price Mart.
Then who is the unrefined people?
The other people, them when they end up, they go there like, who she think deserve? Yeah, do not deserve to be there. Yeah, unrefined. but Jamaican people, some of them so pretentious because it's just a supermarket.
Exactly.
It's just a supermarket. So it was just funny. But that's why they always get scammed.
Unrefined. Well, my dear, she might as well call me unrefined. Whoa. Go on with the message on there, Michelle.
Yeah, not much message. Let me reboot this.
Yeah, well, the car says point taken.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. Car said, Because the airline cannot fly the Boeing 737, they are using smaller 40-seaters, hence only first class. That runway cannot accommodate larger planes. VM says always America.
Carl, me not care if I want 20-seater, I want 15-seater like Tinsum Pen. I don't care what it is. I'm saying that it not allowing any space for the ordinary person to benefit. If you did even say half of it on this inaugural flight is going to be twice the money for them who can afford it, and the other half give the ordinary person from St. Mary an opportunity. So you pick one higgler, you pick one farmer from St. Mary, somebody who used to do banana, you pick somebody who grows St. Mary and live America. You know, no man, we should have made that first flight be far more engaging to the ordinary person.
Exactly. I agree, because they could do that. They could, even if it's 40 people, because you have smaller planes go to other areas, other, country with smaller airports, and they don't overcharge for it. But whatever they're doing, Noreen says always America, never Canada, never Canada. Noreen says it's like some clubs in the US.
Right.
Sandra said, hello, beautiful people. Welcome back, Michelle. Glad you are feeling better. No more partying for you. Eddie said, you can have a person on Costco and BJ card. Philip said, good night, ladies.
Oh, you can have two persons on Costco and BJ card. Okay, that's what Mavis is saying. Mavis, you need to put me on your BJ card because I'm not on none. So she have to go work it out for me.
Yeah, people just extra. But it's good. I guess Portmore is the next, Montego Bay, Portmore.
Well, them says the next parish. Philip says good night. Hey guys, we must celebrate Philip. I think he's finished with his chemotherapy now. And
congrats.
Yes, I saw him post something about that. So Philip, we're so happy to have you here. And we're happy that you went through your chemo and you're still going fine. I think he said he needed to do some other thing after. Philip, you can just update me. I don't remember what it was.
Because I agree, but American Airlines is not owned by Jamaica. It's only a couple hundred more.
Carl, what mean?
Call of money.
You know how much $100 US is in Jamaica? Is at least $15,000. 100. So a couple of hundred is 30,000. 30,000.
Listen, we're not in a Carl bracket. So Carl understand.
The lady say we're unrefined.
Unrefined.
We unrefined, Carl. We don't have no kind of money. Boy.
But there was an article about I think it was a counselor that was saying that because they labeled the airport in Ocherius, he had a problem with it. Like they didn't say it was St. Mary. They said it was in Ocherius. So people assume.
But the airport is in Ocherius.
No, that's what they said, but they market it as Ocherius. But I guess they market it because the name more familiar to people if they said Ocherius.
Hold on. Breaking news. The Reggae Girls have booked a spot in the final round of the Cuff Women's Championship when they defeated Dumrep 5-1.
Wow.
Tell you the girl them turn up. Woman
the girls are good, man. And the girl them go save me.
We stand a chance. We're not there yet, but we stand a chance.
Yeah, that's good.
Very good. So we have to say, yay!
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations, ladies. Congratulations, ladies. Yes, so that is good. How the boys doing?
The boy then out everything already done. Just the team then out done.
The world is woman. But yeah, so when the guy was complaining, I thought about it and I was like, you know what, most places advertise, even hotels in Trelawney, they advertise at Montego Bay.
Yes.
So yes. Montego Bay, so that destination that they're going until they get off the plane and start driving and realize they live in Montego Bay.
You know, Miss, you're quite right, because the first time I was looking, you remember Starfish? Remember Trelawney Beach Hotel? and then it became Starfish. And then after Starfish, it became
Royal.
Royal.
Yeah.
And then I see it become Royalton Mobe. And I'm like,
yeah.
where is Royalton Mobe? Because it can't be in Trelawney.
The whole hotels advertise, but I guess people just familiar with the names. I guess when they're marketing the big names. So people get attracted. Because everybody know Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, Kingston, Negril. That's about it.
Just market everything, label them up with those well recognized titles and mislead the John public is all lie at that.
Oh, we're just 10 minutes from the airport.
Yeah, we're in Moby.
Carl said, honestly, they are not gearing this for Jamaicans. It is for the wealthy American. I also agree with the sentiment. St. Mary should be acknowledged. Yeah, because St. Mary have a lot going on, right?
Carl, me still want upon the flight. That's my problem. Me want upon the inaugural flight and me want to be able to afford it. And I think that too often things are being done and they're giving all this hype around it. And people would think that Jamaicans are benefiting from it. No, we're not. We're not even benefiting from the inaugural flight. It should be full of Jamaican returning residents, targeted from St. Mary to get them back and make that into a major hullabaloo promotion, rather than fill it up with all the people who go into Golden Iron and can afford $20,000 and $30,000 a night, US per night hotel stay. What about the ordinary people?
They might put one ordinary person. They might have a raffle and put one ordinary person.
Yes, raffle for some way.
Yeah, or you never know. Our very own Leo Gillians, who is a millionaire, might be on that flight.
Oh, it was us. And we could have borrowed choppy money so that Leo could have get the extra $1,000 them for US for book a flight. I really should have done. Somebody like Leo should be able to afford it. Seriously, no.
And I'm a millionaire, people.
And he come from St. Mary.
St. Mary. Where did it come from? Port Maria.
Right in a St. Mary heart, right there, so.
Heart. And I bring St. Mary's story to the world. So he should be on that flight.
Yeah, but me sure poor Leo can afford it because of first class tickets.
Leo millionaire. It's hard.
But I like on Leo. Leo, no, millionaire.
Mary said how much is the inaugural flight? They tell you the price?
No.
We don't know. It's a first class, so whatever.
We know say first class and we can't afford that. Oh gosh, another thing in the news which reminds me of my childhood is that the mandatory youth service coming. The youth responsible for more than 1,000 murders committed in Jamaica annually. Prime Minister Andrew Holness said there's an urgent need to rescue them through a national compulsory youth program. Holness said the perpetrators of crime in Jamaica by and large are young men 16 to 24, and equally the victims of crime are of the same age group. In other countries where they have similar problems or other problems that require the use of laws and strategies to bring young people into consolidated programs, they call these programs of national service. He was speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony in Little London in Westmoreland. He says the mandatory exercise will strengthen the resolve of the Jamaican National Service Corps under the guidance of the JDF, which was established in 2017. But there's a long article about it. So we'll see how that goes.
I think it's a good idea. I thought it existed before. No, I don't know if it was a requirement, but I know that my uncles, when they went to college, were part of some military thing like that. When they were in high school, not college, when they were in high school, that they had to do. They were going to Cornwall. So it was back maybe in the 60s. Or 70s.
Probably a little later than that people had a youth service and it was encouraged I don't know that it was mandatory. I don't know. Somebody can probably Leo can tell us. Somebody out there can tell us what was the National Youth Service like when it was rolled out? What was the vision behind it? Was it a mandatory thing, or was it just simply something that was encouraged for service? I
I
don't know.
think it was encouraged for her because my mom also, yeah, so it was maybe the 70s, 80s. Because she said that when she went into teaching, that's what she wanted to do. So in high school, they steered her towards that. There was a program that steered you towards whatever your interest was.
Okay, so
I
that
know
would,
my
okay, and you do your youth service in those areas.
yes. So my
Okay.
uncles, the boys did. I remember they were wearing brown uniform because I remember the pictures. So they did that military thing, did their service, and then they went to college. So they're engineers.
Okay.
But that's what they did. So I know it was something back then, but it's good that it's coming back because it is needed. But I thought we had the Girl Scout, and what was the one for boys?
Boy Scouts.
Oh yeah, Boy Scout. They have Boy Scout at Jamaica.
I don't know.
Oh, Girl Guide.
Oh, Girl Guide, Girl Guide.
Yeah. Hold on, my mom telling me what it. Okay, and Brownie, she said Brownie is for the little one, and then they have Girl Guide
And Boy Scout.
and Boy Scout. So like they would be involved in those things. So
Brown.
it's good that, yeah, Brownie for the littler ones.
Oh, right. Okay. And then they're going to the striped shirt, which is the blue shirt, which is the blue uniform.
Yeah.
Which is the Girl Guide.
Yeah, and the boys are the Boy Scout.
Boy Scout. Or the Cub Scout and then the Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they had those. So it's good though, because it will give them direction. But what is the end result? Are they doing it so they go into the military or the police force, or just for what? Like, what is it for really?
Just get them off the street and for check the box at some point that they're not on the street.
Or what discipline? But they could get discipline other ways, right? Huh?
Probably discipline, inculcate some measure of them unattached, them accounting for crime and so forth. And I think what they're saying is, well, we're trying to take them off the road and make them do something, engaging them differently. But unless there's some skill involved in it, it can be just take off and learn to march.
Yeah, because that makes no sense. Like you give them discipline, but discipline for what? Because the other day I was looking at, I'm not sure if you saw it, where they have some of the schools that were doing these programs. Like the one I was looking at was Brownstone High School, where they had skills program for the children. Like they were learning dressmaking, cosmetology, welding, plumbing, that they were doing all these different courses in high school. So to me, like when they leave high school, they have a skill, something that they could do. Like they don't necessarily have to go to, college. They have a skill already.
Right. So they get education.
Yeah. So why not build on those?
I guess they could do that. Training and experience. I don't know. Probably that is how they could look at it.
Carl said, but you can, Diana, it's not until September. So who knows? It's more convenient to you locals. Carl, you can go buy a ticket. Jennifer said, Jennifer says St. Mary will say straight. Carl said it's $650.
You see, they know Carl, you know how much, multiply that by $150 and see how much money may have to go fork out. And plus me have to buy gas for drive go to St. Mary and for go come back from St. Mary. Work all that.
Beverly said, Michelle, how are you feeling? A lot better, just stuffy allergies. VM said, even if we can afford it, we don't have a chance.
Exactly, slap. That.
Carl said, just read up on this. It was introduced by Michael Manley. It was semi-compulsive. Compulsory, I guess, with small allowances and living allowances. It was successful because it provided employment after the 2-year service.
Ah, that's the National Youth Service.
Oh, it was national.
Yes, that's what he looked up. That's nice. That's good. So that's the kind of thing, Michelle, you're saying that they should put in place.
Yeah,
They're giving them hosting them, taking them off. You can imagine if we had continued on that trajectory.
I'm
So
telling you.
whoa.
Yeah, like why did they do away with it?
Yeah,
Because those
between
children were doing
Michael
well.
ideas and Eddie's ideas, if the country had continued on that, we would be doing quite good
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
them.
like
Would have
why did
been
they do
quite
away
good.
with it? Because yeah, cause that's good. Cause even like the girls that are doing cosmetic, everybody love to do their hair and makeup and all of that. Set up little shops for them, help them to start. A lot of money. They bill a lot. Dee said something to occupy their time, keep them out of trouble. Michael said, Diane, the bottom line is that there is a break in the family structure.
True.
Sonia said, anything to keep the youth focused and grounded.
Yeah.
Carl said, let it go in. Carl said, but Diana, why would you fly into St. Mary if it's not convenient?
For the inaugural thing to be able to say, yes, we did it. Other people who live in St. Mary, I don't necessarily want to go in a car, but what about somebody from
That's true. That
them
is
can
true.
left me? Or me can stay down at my friend yard when we come off.
Noreen said 650 US flying first class to Jamaica now is 1,200. Really?
And
Wow.
Carl, something wrong with the price where you tell me that. See, they know.
VM said in Canada, you could do 24 hours community service hours before you can graduate. Yeah, like do stuff like that. Keep them busy.
Yeah,
Get them
but
in.
that's not the same thing. That's 24 hours. At my college, you have to do 15 hours of community service as well. And most institutions ask you to give back to community in that way. And we're going to extend it. But I like the deliberate approach to so I like the deliberate approach to it, to the structure of it, that them going for vacation, them get work experience and then get employment.
Yeah, because I
So
think that's what happened in my mother's time.
yeah.
They got employed like after they finished the teachers college,
Yeah.
then they got employed right after. And even if you're doing the compulsory one where they require them to do it, I think it's for those who are more troubled, that need more discipline. Like the parents can't control them, nobody can control them, they now go to school. Yeah, like a boot camp, get them involved in those. But other children who not necessarily need us an opportunity to do so, like do a case, not really case study, like you have like school therapists or counselor could say these children, like the parents don't really have it, they don't really have it to go to college, but they want to do this, they're interested in this, help them to get there. But if there's a troubled child, push them more toward. You look like you're tired.
Yes, I drive from, and let me tell you, there's so much rain in Mandeville today, and driving back home into Kingston, it was a long day. But Michelle, it's a short week because guess what? In Jamaica, we have Friday off as Good Friday. So it's a short week. And today, interestingly, I was talking about the traditions in the Roman Catholic Church, and I was asking people around the room if they go to church on Good Friday, because I grew up going to church on Good Friday. And then strange that there's some people who don't go to the service, or it's not a part of their requirement for Good Friday. And I think it was do you go to, I want to ask the people, what is your tradition? My tradition is that on on the Wednesday before, we have Christmas, and it's a celebration where they bless the oils at the church and the priests renew their vows. And then on Thursday, we have the Last Supper, and they have the washing of the feet, and people come. They usually identify people within the church, and the priests wash those 12 people feet. And sometimes we wash each other foot or something like that on the Thursday. And then on the Friday, which is Good Friday, I go to church at 12 o'clock, and we're at church until 3 p.m. And we do what is called the Station of the Cross. And we have these stations of the cross, and you go through a little ritual and prayers and the utterances of the 7 last words, and people speak about what it means to each person. You'd get it assigned. And then on the Saturday, we have a coming into the light at the late evening when it's dark. And there's a big bonfire that is built at the front of the church. And from it, everybody lights a candle and you enter into the church, which is dark. And you're saying that you're bringing light into the darkness of the world on this Saturday night before Easter Sunday morning. And it's fabulous. I love the ritual of it. I like the symbolism that it is.
I would like to experience that once. I'm Seventh Day, so
yes.
We don't do that. But I would like to experience that. I really would. But we don't do anything.
Yes,
sorry.
I grew up with this, and I can't imagine. Noreen said she grew up SDA, and no, you don't do that. Yes, I got the feeling that these days don't do that. But it's wonderful, and the symbolism, this whole world in darkness and lighting a candle from one grand big light, which represents that, and you walk that out. We have we have Palm Sunday, and on Palm Sunday we have all these palms that get blessed, and you get it, and we wave the palms, and then you walk into the church singing all kind of songs like "Enter into Jerusalem, let us go to God."
There's a play on TVJ. This lady used to always sing it on TVJ.
Yes.
But TVJ, the entire Good Friday, they had the show that they have. They always play the show with Jesus.
Oh yes, the Passion of Christ.
Yeah.
Passion. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
It's totally amazing. I love this time of the year with all the celebrations within the Roman Catholic Church. The symbolism is awesome. I enjoy it.
I did experience it once. Dee said yes, church on Good Friday. So he went. And Carl said he is researching again, reading more on this National Youth Service. It was successful. Many Jamaicans in the civil service now started there, but applicants need to have a minimum subjects in GCE O levels and graduated from high school. Yeah. And Carl is asking, Diane, are you Catholic?
Yes, I am Roman Catholic, yes.
And Faye said, Good Friday church at 12 to 3 p.m. Philip said in the country, the Anglican has a march with a cross and the stages of the cross.
Yes, not just the Anglicans, but the Roman Catholic would do that too. And sometimes I remember as a young girl that we did it going through Maypen Town, and everybody, and you had somebody who was carrying the cross and, have all the props on them to show the blood and the beating out by the men. And people just totally watched and with such reverence would come out and watch this process going through. And then again, another thing that I noticed in Amish is that on Good Friday, the church pack.
Oh.
It's like everybody go to church on Good Friday in Jamaica. At least who are not everybody go to church.
You make it Catholic sounds so fun. Like I always thought of it as a boring religion, but the more you talk about it, the more it interests me.
Let me tell you.
I need to check it out.
Yeah, man, the rituals, the symbolisms, the ways to get you to think about things. It's amazing. If I had to choose a religion, I think I would still remain a Roman Catholic, just for the passions and the different rituals and the symbolisms that they are for us. You have to cook and no cooking, no light, no fire. During Lent, we don't eat meat on Fridays. We give that up. And as a child growing up, you're asked to give up something during this period to make sacrifices, real sacrifices, and whatever is the value of what you perhaps would have bought, you put it aside. And on that Saturday night before Easter Sunday, you take it to church, or on Easter Sunday, you take that savings to church and you donate it for some charity. It really encouraged you to care, the whole matter of social justice and being fair and equitable and looking out for other people.
Okay, I'm gonna read the comments, but I have a question for you when I'm finished. VM said sounds like a good tradition. Beverly said, I grew up New Testament. We had regular service on Good Friday. Carl
Okay.
said, that's awesome. Philip said, Good Friday. Also, no cooking until after 12 noon. So is that what you're saying?
Right.
Dee said,
Except we just didn't cook, period.
okay. Dee said, in Jamaica, I remember most people going to church Good Friday and Christmas.
Yes.
And Carl said, there is this Catholic church in Kingston. I believe it's on Windward Road. They have the stages of the cross similar to the Vatican. Do you know that church?
Well, all Catholic churches have the Station of the Cross, as would in the Vatican. I don't know where Windward Road is, but downtown is where the cathedral is, which is the main church for the Archbishop in Kingston. And you would find within the Diocese of Mandeville that they would have their own cathedral as well, and the Diocese of Montego Bay would have their cathedral. So each diocese or archdiocese has a designated cathedral. And so, but all churches, even if they're not cathedrals, have within the church, along the walls somewhere, the Stations of the Cross.
Okay, good. I need to go to a Catholic church. I've never been in one to see what the setup. Mavis said, no cooking until after 3 p.m. on Good Friday.
Right.
Yeah. VM said, Dr. Diana, did you give up the pork?
No, that wasn't what I gave up this Lenten period. That's not what I gave up.
That's what I'm asking if you're sticking to your thing about what you've given up for Lent.
Yes, I stuck to it, except on Sunday, I had a little piece of a variation because Sunday was my birthday, and I decided just to spoil it a little bit. But other than that, I stuck to what I gave up during Lent.
Okay, Philip said, oh, on Good Friday, you would place the white of the egg, place it towards the sun, and it reveals after a plane or ship indicates you will be traveling. If it reveals either a plane or ship, it indicates you'll be traveling. Is that thing you do?
No, we never did that. That was not something practiced in my house, but I know that a lot of people talk about this, that they would break the egg white or whatever it is and put it in water, and whatever the shape come, then they know that that is what their future is. But no, we never practiced that. We're too busy saying our rosary.
Okay. Maybe said North Street is nice.
Yes, so North Street is the cathedral. That's where the cathedral is for Kingston. It's fabulous. And it's one of those, it's our building, it's a Catholic building, but they share it with KC. So the KC boys use it as their chapel. St. George's around the corner use it as their chapel. But that is the cathedral for Kingston.
Okay.
Fabulous in there, Michelle.
Oh, I need to go look. Garvin said, Lord of mercy. Good night, ladies. Good night. Sonia said, what about Jamal, Jamaica movement for the advancement of literacy? Do you think this should be reintroduced for the youth?
No. Jamaica movement for the advancement of literacy is not going to be helpful for the youth, because nobody who cannot read wants people to know that they cannot read. So if you have a sign that says this is the era where people just a little bit vainer than in this late 60s and the early 70s, or even late 70s, when you still had Jamal, and Jamal was a thing, and people cared about each other genuinely, and the pastors would have these literacy sessions. But if you have a Jamal sign written right here, I'm not coming in there, because then everybody will know that I can't read. So no.
But I don't need help. Carl said the true religion. Just kidding. We know you're kidding. Faye said, happy belated birthday, Dr. Diana. What did you do for your birthday?
Thanks. Well, it was Palm Sunday. So we went to mass, had a little eating up, had cake, had curry goat, had pork.
Nice. I didn't even know we were under the same sign. That's why I like. Yeah. We're the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, we are. So I had a few friends over. We had a whopping time. And then the best part, Mish, is that my son says, Mommy, how does it feel to be 21 again? And I was like, this boy is
Oh,
smart and loving and caring.
yeah.
And
Oh
then
God.
my daughter, she showed me up now. She write on Facebook, Happy 25th birthday, Mommy.
Yeah,
Confused.
I saw that one.
121 and she met me 25.
Oh man. But is your son in Jamaica or is he studying abroad?
No, he studied.
Oh,
He,
okay.
not that they can't study in Jamaica, but they're not here.
Yeah, which is good. Exposure is good.
Yeah, it's good for them.
Maurice said, Dr. Diana, although I grew up SD, I went to Catholic school. Love the rosary. Which school did you go to?
I didn't do a Catholic school. I did traditional public schools, and until I got to university level, then I did private universities. But I'm happy that she says that though she grew up at SDA, she loves the rosary, and a lot of people see the rosary as some form of protection, and them wear it around them neck all the time, or it hung up in them house and it hung up in them door. But what it is, is a meditation. It's a series of prayers that you go through, and you have it on a bead with a particular order. So you start with the sign of the cross, you say the Lord's Prayer, and then you say your Hail Marys for a set number of times. But it's really a meditation. It's for you to focus on, pray for whatever it is that you want to pray for in a real structured way. And we have different days of the week that focuses on different things. But outside of that, you can just say the rosary because you want to just relax and be pensive and reflective. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. My son's school is it's not Catholic, but they kind of similar. Okay. So they celebrate Good Friday. So the school is closed for Good Friday. And they're gonna have Palm Sunday, they had something Sunday. They invited the parents. And it's a good school. It's a good school.
I like it because most of those schools, really teach at an early age social justice and how to care for each other. And so the children will grow up with a better understanding of self and love for others,
Yeah, they do. Even today, when I went walking through, they still have the whole setup of they set up the teachers, Christian, they set it up so you kind of walk through. You see the basket with the bread and the fish, the amount of bread and fish. Yeah. They say with the bread and wine. Then they see like different stories. So when you walk through, it's like they're telling the whole story. So you're walking through the story, going to the classes. And I told them about the egg hunt that they had.
Yes, and I don't agree with it because when they have an egg hunt, kids need chocolate and candy.
Exactly.
Not crucifix and stories that they
exactly and puzzle. But everything is about God. Like they did, like when the artwork is always about something religious, like the shield of God, or like they tell them about God, like everything. And like every week they have a scripture that they teach them every week to recite. And it's
super cool having a scripture because I remember us growing up and it was in public school and we had a golden text. Not just at church, but at school you would have a gem that you would say.
I remember.
Biblical. So that is super cool. But I don't want to talk to them to say it don't have to be like that. The children are going to go into a world that has other realities. And we don't want to be making them think that they're going to write down and just appear Jesus Christ all along.
And the funny thing, people keep, because it goes all the way up to high school. I like parents keep their children up.
Yeah, but you have to tell to the other parts of life that life is more than just that. But I can understand, I suppose.
I just want a good foundation because compared to the other schools, they don't have any form of religion in the public school. So that's why I chose it for the good foundation.
Yes.
But then after,
you just stay there. Why not? You don't have nothing to lose.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go elementary or high school.
Yeah. And I suppose they'll enjoy it. Eventually, he becomes accustomed to this kind of an operation, and it's reinforced by what he sees and does there. So it's probably
Yeah,
good for him. It is definitely good for them. So we can't
yeah,
say
it
it's
is
not
good.
there.
At this young age, yeah. But Garvin said, "What then? A happy belated birthday." Carl said, "It's not a guard ring." LOL.
No, no,
Uh,
no. Carl, you know, I'm going to put you in the naughty corner.
June said, "The rosemary keeps me calm when flying. Glad you explained the beads." Carl said, "Anglican or Episcopal." I think his school is Episcopal. Like,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Oh, we're
good.
out of time. It was fun, everyone.
Yes.
Thanks for joining. And
Yeah.
Saturday morning, 10 o'clock.
9 o'clock our time for those of us in Jamaica. Wake up early. It's 9 o'clock for us. But Michelle, it was good to be here. I was feeling a little bit tired, but I think just talking
Yeah.
about Easter and all of that. So
Perk you up.
um revive me. I'm ready to go now.
Yeah.
All right. But keep
Thanks,
safe.
everyone. Yeah,
Thanks for
thanks,
joining,
everyone. Good
everybody.
night.
Night night. Have a good night. Keep safe.
Keep safe. Bye.
Yeah. Thanks, Mish.